In this video, we're gonna look at the scariest things that ever happened in the history of Counter-Strike, where we go up Burt's ladder for the search for the scariest thing, where step by step we go from spooky to downright terrifying. So like, comment, subscribe right now and stick around if you dare. Welcome to the Burt Burnington Halloween special. I'm dressed up as my favorite player, Kerrigan, right now. It is bullshit. Yes, I am Kerrigan. I am a professional Danish Counter-Strike player. Exactly, I am a Counter-Strike player. I am good at the game. Which connects to my biggest fear, which is being Danish. But it also leads to the first step on Burt's ladder, because Kerrigan had one of the most haunting experiences a player can have. Step number 1. The Kerrigan USP fail.
Pick up some pace. He's got to hope for this 1v1 up against Kerrigan, then get the bomb down thereafter. This is going to be very difficult. He doesn't have like any time to work with. The bomb plants can take 5 seconds alone. He's going to go for it behind the fountain. Kerrigan just going to charge him down. He's going to miss quite a few pistol shots. Kenny S, he picks up the kill. Kerrigan should not have, but then he gets the second. Kenny S clutches the round.
Imagine that happening in the grand final of a tournament. Because that's exactly what happened. Alright guys, I have to take these glasses off. These are not prop glasses, these are real glasses of a roommate of mine, and I'm getting dizzy. But we're gonna keep the spookiness going with the next step on Burt's ladder. Step number 2. The COVID-19 plague. Imagine having a well-paying job and something you love, and actually having some job security, because the rules specifically specify that you can't be substituted for any upcoming tournaments because of roster locks. But then you get diagnosed with this unknown illness, where the only symptoms are that you are unfit to play. Or your employer just decides that you're sick and broadcasts to the entire world that you're unfit to play, and you just have to shut up and be quiet so you don't get into any real trouble. And even worse than that, of all the players you get replaced by, it's Cadian in the latter end of 2024. And the plague even seemed to be spreading towards other players like Apex and Twist, all catching COVID-19. Scary stuff. But what if you actually keep your job security for way longer than you bargained for? That brings us to our next step on Burt's ladder. Selling your soul to Virtus Pro. Signing with Virtus Pro used to be one of the biggest dreams of any CIS Pro player. Virtus Pro together with Nadersvenseer are the biggest organizations in the region. But lately, players that signed to Virtus Pro don't know what they got themselves into. Like a deal with the devil, you get a high salary and you get to play the game you love as a job. But if you no longer suffice to their needs, you will be banned to the Shadow Realm, otherwise known as the bench. The most recent addition to the bench is Icy. And if no one buys out his contract, he will spend a minimum of 3 years on the bench at Virtus Pro. 3 years! Entire CS careers start and die in that time. And Icy is not alone. He joins up with Flammes, whose contract is running till 2029. He will stay on Virtus Pro's bench for the next 4 years if no one buys him out. And you might think, well, Burt, someone is bound to pick him up, of course, at one point, right? Well, I raise you major winner Norbert, who is still under contract with Virtus Pro after 3 years. Yes, he's playing for Hot 2 now, but his loan is gonna end this month. And then we have Mir, who signed a long-term contract with Virtus Pro, and after that has never played for a professional org again. The only player who actually got free from one of these deadly contracts was Yakinder. But to do that, he had to buy himself out of the contract because Team Liquid thought it was too expensive. Team Liquid, almost a $500 million organization. But that brings us to our next step. The curse of Team Liquid. Team Liquid has been cursed for a decade now, with a player that feels the need to become a despot and call the shots and destabilize the team. It started with Patient Zero Elige in 2015, all the way up till 2022. And then it was Shakinder who felt like he had to IGL and bring his buddies in. And after that, it was Twist who felt the need to IGL. And with Twist leaving Team Liquid once again for FaZe Clan, it's Elige, or otherwise known as Patient Zero, that is back in the saddle. I can repeat myself, but I can also just refer you to this video where I explain it in way more detail, and it still fits in the spooky season. So go check that out after this video, of course. Alright? Just put it on a different tab, alright? And let's go back to this, alright? I'm gonna give you a second. Yeah, minimize me, yep. Right click, yep. Okay, good. Alright, let's keep it going. And now, the final step on Burt's ladder. Here's KNG! Back in the scary year of 2017, one of the most controversial things happened in Counter-Strike history. At the DreamHack Montreal final, Immortals had to forfeit the first map because they were late. To which CLG's IGL FNS, that's 3 abbreviations in a row, made a self-deprecating joke on Twitter saying this. Worst part is, I lost to a team with 3 players who were hungover, with the 3 players being KNG and the twins Henny and Lucas won, which prompted the Immortals ARPer to tweet at FNS. You're a shit wanting to show up with lies. I really do have you, garbage and liar. You owe us respect. And with the cherry on top, saying this. You will prove it or I kill you. And that's when things went full shining. Rumors were going around that KNG was looking for FNS in the hallways of the hotel. It's literally The Shining. Luckily, CLG Ricky explained what happened afterwards and how things got cleared up with him saying, to be more accurate, the guys went out to dinner and were away from the hotel when this all went down. FNS was recommended to not return to the hotel until things settled down, since KNG was upset and went looking for FNS. Ryu and Zack spoke with each other and took care of things. FNS and the twins talked it out with each other later that night, and things are good between them. Alright, that was all the scary stuff fitting for the season. Quite a doozy, but if you want more, I got you covered. If I misquote the king of horror himself, Stephen King, then the scariest thing in the world are things that haven't happened yet. And then the last and worst one, terror. When you come home and notice everything you own had been taken away and replaced by an exact substitute. It's when the lights go out and you feel something behind you, you hear it, you feel its breath against your ear, but when you turn around, there's nothing there. So for that, we do a lightning round of every Counter-Strike team's biggest fear. Starting with Mouse, playing in front of a crowd. FaZe Clan, Kerrigan dissolving into dust during an intense overtime game. Virtus Pro, Electronic rejoining and screaming at them. Team Falcons, they run out of oil. Tai Lu, G gets the sniffles. Team Spirit, don't lose his interest in Counter-Strike. Team Vitality, Zaiwu dies. Astralis, go bankrupt. Again. Big Clan, they have to speak English. Gamer Legion, Ash gets an offer he can't refuse. And finally, Heroic, no one wants to buy that core. Those were the scariest things I could come up with in the spooky season. Do you have anything? Do you think there's some scary things I missed? Let me know down in the comments, because I love talking to you guys. Because, hey, I love talking about Counter-Strike, and if you do too, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make way more videos, always different and unique, if I dare to say so. Stick around, and I will see you in another video. Bye. And happy Halloween.